Warning, the views and beliefs in the following program does not reflect the views of Boom Broadcasting. We give full creative control to our creators and do not believe in cancel culture. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Nightcap, and you already know viewer discretion is highly advised. The things that I say.
Live from the MOWM studio, Boom Broadcasting presents The Nightcap. And your host of The Nightcap, mouthing off with Mike.
Welcome back here to the Nightcap on Boom Broadcasting, hosted by yours truly. I am the Mike that likes to mouth off. I am, in fact, mouthing off with Mike. I am at MOWM _ a podcast. We are back here. No Nightcap last Friday. Had a lot on the old plate, a lot of scheduling conflicts, but we are back here tonight following a very interesting Monday night Raw on Netflix. We're from Columbus, Ohio tonight. You know, I guess if you're in Ohio, shout out to you, OHIO. But we have a lot to discuss. We've got some changes for the premium live event that's supposed to take place Saturday in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Yeah, I'm not going to get political here tonight on the Nightcap. We're not going to do it. We all watch professional wrestling to kind of turn our brains off to the world that is out there, the other side of the world. So I'm going to try not to get too political here. But we do know that we have a premium live event Saturday in Saudi Arabia. A lot of people today on social media, had been talking that they feel that this should be moved. They feel that, conditions are not safe for the talent to be traveling over to Saudi Arabia for this premium live event. And I agree. Listen, I'm just one man, one mic with a mic. As our good friend Mark from Booking Like a Mark would say, Monday Night Mike, here comes the boom. There might be some, what a way to segue that. That luscious beard. Shout out to Jason. Much love to Jason. He just dropped a new episode of 3 from Deep here on Boom Broadcasting, available, talking about the Thunder's incredible NBA Finals win, the unfortunate injury that took out Tyrese Halliburton from Game 7 last night, and of course, the massive trade news that took place over the weekend that broke during Fanatics Fest with Kevin Durant on stage, that he's been traded from the Phoenix Suns to the Houston Rockets. You got to go check out what Jason has to say about that. Champy, welcome into the Nightcap. Canelo is going to whoop Crawford. I think so. I think Canelo's going to whoop Crawford. Canelo even said that don't leave it out there. Like, keep the door open. He might be coming down to the WWE one day when it's all said and done. So we maybe see Canelo in a WWE ring one day. You never know what could happen. Anything is possible in the world of professional wrestling and sports entertainment. But yeah, so we got a lot going on here. We got Mr. Money in the Bank, Seth friggin' Rollins, kicking us off here tonight. Honestly, Seth, he was spitting tonight. Listen, the visionary, his vision was 2020 tonight. He nailed it. Talking a lot about how the crowd, they want this guy, and you want Punk, and you want Roman, and you want Cody, and you want Jay, and you want this, and you want that. But here's what you're going to get. I loved it. Want to take a quick moment to detail something that I heard when I was watching this segment. I even tweeted about it while it happened, because I was like, ooh, that's a hot button kind of sentence, Seth referred to Paul Heyman as his oracle. Roman referred to him as the wise man. We know he was the advocate to Brock Lesnar, okay? And we know he's CM Punk's best friend. I like Seth calling Heyman his oracle. That's just a little small detail that I'm a fan of. Shout out to Answer the Call. What's going on? Welcome in. And we got our good brother Sean here from It Stinks and Wrestling of Destiny here on Boom Broadcasting, hanging out with your boy MOWM for a Nightcap. Yeah, they got to move for safety reasons. You got the PC Arena, you got Full Sail, you can host it at. Yeah, I'll be honest with you, man. I'm in that department, guys. I'm with all of you that feel that the event should be moved. To kind of play devil's advocate here, and not even to excuse the multi-billion-dollar corporation, but look, we know how much money is tied up in these shows. You're not running just Night of Champions next Saturday or this Saturday. You're running SmackDown there. That's a huge amount of money and that you got on the table here, man. How can you move it? If they were to move it, they got to push it back a week. So they got to push it back to next week, which is 4th of July weekend, for us here in America, which not really much to celebrate, but neither here nor there. It puts this in a very interesting spot. So I agree to that sentiment. I do think you got to keep everyone safe. I would have joined you tonight, but I had to get tomorrow's podcast done. Just trying to get it sent now. Much love, Podcast City. Don't worry about it, guys. I appreciate you guys even just coming on when you can, when you have the time. There's no problem. I could do the damn thing. We're good. It is great to pivot back and forth, but hey, we all got things going on. There he is. I was waiting for this comment here, man. I can't go a show without seeing my man Logan. Logan, hope you're doing well, brother. I think of Rhea Ripley and Stephanie to challenge for the women's tag team titles. Win, then Rhea can move to SmackDown and go after the women's championship instead of the women's world championship. Interesting. You bring that up, Logan. I'm gonna talk a little bit about that later on. So put a pin in that. Hold that. Good opening segment to Raw. Seth is consistent. Now, I've been seeing a lot of talk recently out there on social media about how people are not fans of this group. They don't have chemistry. The only reason why the Bloodline had the chemistry that they had before Sammy was in there was because they were family, right? It's a lot harder to sell us, the fan, on this group without this chemistry that we've kind of used out here now, overused the last week since I've been seeing the conversation topic brought up. They're family. They have history that you can tap into. They have the chemistry there. It's already built. These three guys, including Heyman, they're not. They're not BFFs. They're not brothers. They're not cousins. So I think building the chemistry between the group is going to take some time. Now that we've seen bits and pieces of some solid work from Bronson Reed, who I think out of the group, I think he is the most underrated. Everyone has eyes on Breaker and Seth, where I think Bronson Reed's a guy that I would put some stock into. Now, don't get me wrong. I put a ton of stock into Breaker, but I think we're sleeping on him. And the other point of that is that the chemistry is not built because we haven't addressed as to why these three have come together. Like we've gotten a half-ass answer. Why, out of all of the people on the roster, did Seth go to Bronson Reed, the guy who hit him with 8 tsunamis almost a year ago? Why Braun Breaker? Because he's an animal, because he's a dog, and we're leaning too heavily into Braun Breaker being an actual dog half the weeks anyway. He's just barking at this point. I mean, hey, I'm all for the barking. Catch me barking in, everywhere, at home, in the office, hell, in your girl's ear too while we're at it. Listen, where them dogs at? I got that dog in me. It's just comes with a different name. Listen, I like this. I love this. Braun Breaker versus Penta. I love this match. It was a solid opener tonight for Monday Night Raw. Crowd was into it. Crowd loves Penta. I love Penta. Got his mask right here. Zero Miedo. You know what I'm saying? Listen. Penta loses. Takes a gnarly fucking spear. Goes for the springboard. Gets caught out of midair with a fucking devastating spear, man. Braun Breaker picks up a big win. Needed it. That group needs a win. So be it. I have people were, Penta ate this pin and Penta ate this pin. Yeah, man, people are going to lose. People are going to eat pins here and there. They have clearly a plan in place for Penta. or they don't, and he's still being booked pretty damn good for a guy who doesn't have any plans in place. The inevitable plans is get him and his brother Phoenix reunited so they can win tag gold together and have that moment together. Like, I would not be surprised. WrestleMania 42, it's all said and done. Penta, Phoenix versus the Motor City Machine Guns for the WWE tag team titles in a 2 out of 3 falls match. If you want to like give me something, but I definitely see by the time we are talking Mania next year, Penta and Phoenix will be joined at the hip again. Lucha Bros back in action on the saddle. As of now, Penta is backstage later on, and he breaks Chad Gable's arm. Yeah, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Listen, Chad's been poking people the wrong way recently. We obviously know we haven't seen El Grande Americano in a couple weeks. We haven't seen El Grande Americano really since since Money in the Bank. Where's he been at? I don't know. Where's he been? I haven't seen Chad and him in the same place at the same time. But Penta breaks his arm. We know that there's more on the table there. Most likely leads me to believe that I'm right. And that because of that, American-made Julius and Brutus will have a match against Penta and a partner of his choosing. That partner of his choosing is probably going to be his brother from SmackDown. If I'm a betting man, and I'm not really a betting man these days. Queen of the Ring, semifinal. What a wild match on paper. Jade Cargill, Roxanne Perez. One of the brightest futures of professional wrestling in the women's division with Roxanne Perez, and one of the biggest names in women's wrestling right now, Jade Cargill. Both of these two are on completely different ends of the spectrum when it comes to wrestling ability in the ring. Roxanne, she can wrestle just about anybody. I have minimal, zero, not zero miedo. I have zero wrestling skill. And I would bet with a minimal amount of training that Roxanne could carry me to a solid 2-star match. To me, that's what I had tonight. This was a good, fun match. But Roxanne made Jade look good here. Jade looked good. She's so athletic. She's got the look. She can talk the talk. But for whatever reason, when she goes in there to walk the walk, she kind of trips and stumbles. And I don't know why it's like not clicking for her. Like, this is not we're not going to start a think piece on this, but it was obvious and evident going into this, Jade was probably going to win. She is, in theory, the bigger name between the two. Now, Roxanne is right there on her heels. But Jade getting this win makes sense because we have to set up something down the summertime. Well, we are in the summertime. Later in the summertime, we have to set up the ability to get us Naomi screwing over Jade. The only way we get there is by having Jade win this match. Now she's got Asuka at Night of Champions on Saturday afternoon for you guys, morning for me. It's an early morning. We're going to have a mid-afternoon nightcap, I guess, a mid-cap. I don't know. We'll figure out the name of it Saturday after Night of Champions. I want to say Crown Jewel, but it's not. It's Night of Champions. They're basically the same in my mind. So leads me to believe Jade will win Queen of the Ring. I probably should save that for the prediction video this week, but fuck it. We ball. And that gives us Jade versus Tiffany at SummerSlam if Tiffany retains against Nia Friday on SmackDown. Also, unrelated, we have more championship matches technically Friday night on SmackDown than we do on the premium live event called Night of Champions. Make it make sense. Solid match here. Roxanne, in my personal opinion, carried this match. Women's Intercontinental Championship match. Becky Lynch versus Bayley. Good little solid women's match here. And to be honest with you, we did not have a lot of wrestling tonight on Monday Night Raw. We had a lot of talking. We had a lot of segments. We had four wrestling matches. 2 of them being women's matches. 2 of them being men's. I'm not mad at that. I mean, that's a pretty That's a pretty even fucking split. And from the guy who always complains about the women not getting a fair shake on Raw and this and that, 2 women's matches, 2 men's matches. It was 4 matches in 2.5 hours and a bunch of talking in between and 1 table spot. Obviously Slim Jim's paying for table advertising, so we're going to get a table spot. That's the one solid thing I could say about that partnership. Slim Jim logo on the table is fucking ugly. But if that means we're just going to get at least 1 table spot a week, fine, fuck it. Why not? Sure. Makes us happy, gets table pop, sends the crowd home happy because, they're not chanting we want tables every 5 fucking seconds. So I'm all for it. Slim Jim, snap them tables, baby. Snap it to us, Slim Jim, snap them tables too while we're at it. Fuck it, we ball. Becky Lynch, Bailey, according to Michael Cole, who are now, they're friends. Like, they're cool. We're cool. Rocking the gear that she was going to wear for WrestleMania tonight. Pretty cool gear. Would have definitely liked to see it at WrestleMania. This match ends in a no contest. Lyra Valkyria gets involved, attacks Becky mid-match. Becky retains the title via disqualification, wins the match. Bailey loses. Everyone's upset. Ladies and gentlemen, do we know where we're going? In just a few short weeks, we will be in Atlanta, Georgia. In 2 weeks, 2 Saturdays from this Saturday, we will be in Atlanta, Georgia for Evolution. Well, it's Sunday, whatever. 2 Sundays from this Sunday. We'll be in Atlanta for Evolution. What the hell do we have for Evolution right now? Nothing. Zero matches. Because we don't know. We knew the plans were in place. Liv was going to have a big spot on Evolution, and she got hurt, man. And we saw the injury happen just last Monday. We talked about it on here on the Nightcap. It sucks. I'm sad for her. It was reported last week. She's going to be out for a few months. That sucks, man. I feel so bad for Liv. I never met this woman a day in my life, but I feel so bad for her, man. She was on the best run, dare I say the best run of her career. Her 2024, there was not a lot of women in wrestling that you could say had a better 2024 than Liv Morgan. She parlayed that into an incredible first half of 2025. And it sucks because we're right there on a cusp. Evolution is back. The women's only premium live event, part 2. She's going to miss it. She was going to have a big time match, probably against Nikki Bella of all of the legends you can have a match against. That's a great one to have a match against. She was probably going to have a big spot on the card for SummerSlam because it's in New Jersey. It's in, whatever. It's at MetLife, right? It's in Jersey. I'm not going to sit here and say New York, New Jersey. We all know. If you're on the East Coast, you know MetLife is in New Jersey. She was going to have a big time spot on that card, but now it's all gone. And this match to me, Becky, Bailey, Lyra, that's a triple threat women's intercontinental championship waiting to be booked for Evolution in 2 weeks. And if it's not booked by tomorrow, or at least it's not booked until, if it's not booked by the end of today, I'd be shocked. Or at least by next Monday, I would be shocked. Breaking news, it's made official. We know Mommy went through a table thanks to the help of Roxanne Perez by Raquel Rodriguez. And it looks like it's official. Rhea Ripley versus Raquel Rodriguez in a street fight at Night of Champions. Once again, we have John Cena and CM Punk for the WWE Championship. We have Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa for the United States Championship. We have Asuka versus Jade Cargill in the Queen of the Ring final match. We have Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross because Dirty Dom is injured and AJ and Dom is not happening for the Intercontinental Championship. That match has been replaced by Rhea and Raquel and Karrion Kross and Sami Zayn. This is Karrion Kross's first PLE match since WrestleMania 40. We're talking Philly, baby. That's insane. What a weird card. So the streak is broken. We don't have 5 matches for Night of Champions. We have 7 at this point. Kind of wild to me that once again, folks, try not to get political on the show because we watch this shit to get out of what's going on in the world. But it's very hard to ignore this when all of the premium live events that the United States gets, and even some international people, like London and Italy and Paris and this and that, they all get 5 matches. We get 5 matches. That's it. 5 p.m. Like, that's it. You're out the door, 5 and you're done. But Night of Champions gets 7 matches. I think we know why. Read between the lines on that one. I think we know why. I'm intrigued about this. Sammy and Cross is going to be a good little match. Raquel and Rhea reigniting their little feud that they had in NXT. Go back, watch their little matches because they had some good matches. I don't know, man. I don't know. This is tough. We have 7 matches, and I feel like realistically, this was a card you probably should have just did 5. Like, okay, rebooking it. The 3 championship matches you have on SmackDown this week, put those on here instead of Zayn, Cross, Rhea, Raquel, and we'll keep Jacob. So do the 2 matches for the King and Queen. Do those 2 matches, Cena, Punk, Fatu, and Solo, and then add 2 of the other title matches. Then you get 7. Then you have then you actually can say, oh, look, it is Night of Champions because we're defending. I remember when Night of Champions, the old pay-per-view, I remember every title, how fucking even the ECW championship was on the line at one point. Every title in WWE was on the line that night. Every single title. It did not matter if there was 10 titles on the roster at that time. Every title was defended in a match, whether it happened on a pre-show or it happened on the main card. Every match was a championship match except 1 or 2. This go round, it's like every match is not a championship match except 2. And if you count King and Queen of the Ring as championships, which I don't, they're number 1 contenders matches. They're glorified number 1 contenders matches. This isn't really Night of Champions, but I digress. We get Cross and Sami Zayn. That'll be fun. Good for Cross. We get Raquel and Rhea in a street fight. That'll be fun. I think the matches will be fine. I think everything will go according to plan. When it comes to the PLE, outside of obviously Dom and Styles not happening, I feel like that's just maybe Dom just decided, you know what, I'm not going, man. I'm staying home. I'm staying here. I'm not going. They don't have chicken tendies. I'm not going. I don't know what's up with that. Maybe Dom is hurt. Who knows? Whatever the case may be, it's not happening. But we're getting 2 replacement matches, so it'll be interesting. Also, Triple H breaking his 5-match card PLE just for some additional cash. That's what this screams like to me. I feel like they're also trying to make sure that they book a really good show because the tensions are high over there. Tensions are a little bit high over on that side of the world. So we're gonna go ahead and move on here. King and Queen. Just gonna go ahead and move on. I don't have anybody with me to segue this out. King of the Ring. Semifinal match. The American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, main event, Jey Uso. Former enemies turned partners, turned tag team champs, finished their stories at their respective WrestleManias. Very, very paralleled here over the last couple of years. These 2 guys are going to go one-on-one. They get to see who has the distinct honor and privilege to take on the Viper, Randy Orton, in Saudi Arabia Saturday for the King of the Ring finals. Go back to my tweet from 2 weeks ago. I told you guys. Cody, Randy Orton, finals, King of the Ring. And I think I'm pretty sure I nailed. I have to go back and watch the Nightcap, or someone have to go back and watch the Nightcap for me because I just don't do it. I think I said the finals would be Jade and Asuka too at that time. I think I nailed it too, as soon as the brackets were announced. And it was pretty predictable, at least on the men's side. Had Sammy beat Randy, Jay would have won tonight. We would have done Jay and Sammy. Cody versus Randy. We've been waiting since Cody came back. at WrestleMania 38. We've been waiting patiently. We thought Randy was going to turn on Cody all last year when he was the champion, but it never happened. I'm intrigued. Both guys are good guys right now. Randy's a good guy. Cody's a good guy. Cody's a great guy, right? We know Cody's the face of the company now. I'm intrigued to see if they decide to pull the trigger on a Randy Orton heel turn. But I don't think they will, because whoever wins that match gets John Cena at SummerSlam. But I also feel like that's not going to happen where we think it's going to happen. So I think there's a big swerve coming down the pipeline here. I think we're going to see something happen, whether it's this week, next week with Saturday night's main event in 2 weeks. There's a big switch coming. And I think there's a huge swerve that we're not seeing it yet. I haven't seen it yet. King of the Ring was way too predictable, in my opinion. So there's something unpredictable that is going to happen. Now, Cody and Jay had a good match tonight on Raw. It was a good main event. It was a very entertaining main event. They both got their moves, and they each did each other's moves. We had some callbacks. The Kimura lock was involved. Jey Uso went for his own crossroads. The spear, everything in this main event, they all got their stuff in. We even saw the scoop slam, power slam, done by Jay tonight, and the super Cody cutter from the top turnbuckle. And I thought he broke Jay's neck for a minute there, man. Jay looked like he was just straight spaghetti in it. I was like, oh shit, what happened? But all good. Jay's chilling. I thought there was going to be an interference. I really thought they were going to interfere in this match. Seth was going to come out, screw Cody. They were going to do Jay versus Randy, have Randy beat Jay, do Randy Cena part 2 at SummerSlam at a premium live event that could use it. But they went Cody here. So it leads me to believe a big swerve coming. Randy and Cody is going to be a very interesting match Saturday. You have, I can picture the video packages now. Let me figure out what's a good popular song right now? Think about, I'm trying to think here. Maybe not that song. They'll find a good Jelly Roll song, or they'll find a something popular, mass media, poppy, kind of dark, kind of depressing, but intense. And there'll be a nice video package that'll probably air Friday on SmackDown that'll culminate and go through all the history and the years of Randy and Cody with him and legacy, and Cody as Stardust and Randy and their upbringing, and showing how similar they are. And it's going to be set to this really intense, almost like divorced dad rock and roll song, or some sort of gritty, dark, pop new media hit. And it's going to have all the cool videos. They're going to edit it, and they're going to show young Cody and young Randy, and it's going to show them both winning their first world titles, and it's going to show them this, and it's going to be the most historic video package in all the years. It's going to show you all their past matches and from back in the 2000s, 2008, 9, 10, 11, 12, go through their progression of their careers over the last 10 years and this and that. And it's going to be this big 2-minute, 30-second long video package. I haven't even begun to get into what I think is going to happen at Night of Champions and everything. And I'll talk about it on Mouthing Off with Mike this week. Predictions will probably drop, I'll say Thursday if you're lucky. If I'm lucky, if I could slide them out, 7 matches, I could bang that out pretty quick. Maybe I get them out. Maybe I get them recorded tomorrow. Get those out to you guys by Wednesday or Thursday, hopefully. Yeah. So I already see how things are going to go here with this King of the Ring tournament final. Like I said, they're going to go through, they're going to give us mad video packages for Randy and Cody, show you all through their years and whatnot. I said it last week. I'm going to triple down on this. I said it on Twitter before. They're going to replace Liv with Roxanne. Roxanne will be a women's tag team champion with Raquel. And then they'll take on the team of Rhea Ripley and Nikki Bella for the tag titles at Evolution. Or Brie makes an appearance and they run Roxanne and Raquel versus Brie and Nikki Bella. keep an eye on that one, folks. Let's see how right I am. This was a quick nightcap. Not really not really much to talk about, to be honest with you. Basically, clear cut. We're out the door tonight here. 30 minutes, 30-minute nightcap. Nice and easy, nice and quick. Get you out of the building here. Yeah, make sure you guys subscribe to Boom Broadcasting. A bunch of content coming out this week. What's Mark got to say? Here is tonight's most random question. With there both being a king and queen of the ring, is there a universe where WWE appoints an official Jack and Joker? A battle royal, perhaps? That'd be so fun, Mark. You have such great ideas, man. Make sure you guys go check out Booking Like a Mark. New episode was delayed here. Our boy Rick 8-Bit had some surgery. He's on the mend. He's doing well. So go show some love to Mark. Especially go show some love to Rick there. So tell him Mouthing Off with Mike said to send him some good vibrations and ice. Make sure you use lots of ice. If they did, I would love this, Mark. I'd love to hear like what I would think they could do is like everybody who lost in the King and Queen of the Ring tournament, they could just throw them in a little battle royal or a gauntlet match, and then whoever like loses, like is first to be eliminated, becomes the Joker, and then whoever like wins that match could become the Jack, or the Prince and Princess, like it's like prom all over again. Oh man. I think it'd be a fun little concept. I mean, they do the Joker, for the AEW Casino Gauntlet, battle royals. I wouldn't be mad at that. It'd be a good concept. Good random question, Mark. Great question. Make sure you guys go show some love to Mark. Go show some love to Rick. They're always hanging with us. They're always showing love. I believe, as he mentioned earlier, our boy Podcast Smitty has a new episode of Quick Hits coming out this week. I know, like I said, Jason dropped 3 from Deep today. We got Wrestling of Destiny and It Stinks coming out. Sean actually just dropped a great episode of It Stinks last week. If you guys haven't caught it yet, it was really good. Covering everything with the King of the Hill reboot, man. I was never a big King of the Hill guy growing up, but I'm excited to see King of the Hill, this new version of it, because I think it'd be fun to see like Hank Hill having to respond to the current world as is. Prince and Princess of the Ring could challenge for the mid-card belt. That'd be fire. See, now we're talking. Now we're getting into business here, Mark. Prince and Princess of the Ring. That'd be fun. The next up, like, the Prince and Princess folks, like, challenge for the mid-card titles. Mid-card title of your choice. It'd be an interesting way to kind of stimulate the mid-card divisions if you ever needed it. Sounds like TNA in the turkey suit. Sounds like Feast or Fired here, folks. Feast or Fired. What a crazy match concept that was. I wasn't it like I forgot who it was. Mark probably knows. It was like they actually got fired. Like they legit got fucking fired. So stupid, dude. Oh man. But yeah, we got a lot of Boom Broadcasting content coming up, man. I mean, if it wasn't for all of you guys hanging out with us, the Boom Broadcasting wouldn't be where it is without you guys, man. So I really appreciate all you guys showing love, man. I appreciate all the connections I've made with all of these incredible guys and gals and everyone in the podcast world, man. I'm hoping to get a little bit more regular with my schedule. Schedule has just been absolutely wonky. Hopefully we can get, the Prez back on a nightcap one of these days. The Prez has been deep in the woods, in the backwoods of the Wyatt 6 compound. So he's been hanging out with them. Liv Morgan coming back as a baby face would heal the world. Logan, when she does come back, she is going to get a crazy reception. And I definitely could see her coming after this Judgment Day group if they have Roxanne take her place. It's going to be interesting. Already seeing all of the posts of WWE and all the people on social media posting about Randy and Cody and the pictures of their different eras together and legacy. So I'm going to tell you guys right now, if there's one thing that I will be clipping, that'll be that video part where I'm like, they're going to have a video package. It's going to be this. It's going to have this. And it is. They're going to have a huge video package for Randy and Cody. I just don't know what song. I want to say they're going to use like a popular song like right now. Like I've been listening to that dude Alex Warren with that Ordinary song. I know that's been a big pop hit on TikTok and stuff. I don't know. That's more like lovey-dovey, you know? I mean, I think you could probably see something. I think Jelly Roll probably comes into play with this one. There's a few different songs that I'd probably rock with here, but I could see them doing a song very similar to the one they did with Brock Lesnar and Cody, the Daylight song by David Kushner. I picture that kind of song with Cody and Randy's years together, years apart, years feuding, and then the last couple of years. So I see that happening. A lot of blabbering here, a lot of yapping. Like I said, subscribe to Boom Broadcasting, guys. We are 60 subscribers away from our next milestone. Mark. This should have been the theme for the tournament. I'm so happy you said this because I almost forgot about this. I was just talking to Mrs. MOWM the other day, and I'm a big Linkin Park fan. And this came on in the car, and I was like, wow, this would be a perfect song for the King and the Queen tournament or for Night of Champions. WWE, if you want to license some music here, let's get this song, Heavy as a Crown. These are perfect. This would have been a perfect song for Night of Champions. This would be a perfect song for the Randy Cody video. So if it happens, Mark, tag team duo, man. Mark and Mike, we're back, baby. Mark, if it happens, you know what that means. Monday nights becomes Monday night, Mark and Mike. From the bottom would have been perfect for Tiffany and Charlotte at WrestleMania. Oh, it would have been. Oh, it so would have been. Yeah, I mean, there's a few. Oh, Mark, you're going to get me on the music thing. Man, have you done a whole music episode yet? I can't remember. You probably have. You've probably done a music episode. But, dude, imagine, like, going back and using some, like different music and, like, applying it to some of, like, the new video packages that we got that were kind of like, music definitely could have been a better choice, you know? Oh, it'd be so good, dude. But, yeah, I agree. If they decide to go with a song, I think Heavy as the Crown is that's a jam. That's a jam right now. This is what you asked for. All right. Anyway, we're going to get out of here, folks. Great time hanging out with all of you guys. I will be back. I'll be back Friday. For a nightcap. I'll be back Friday. I'm going to need it. This week is going to beat the shit out of me. So I will need you all to be here with your energy up through the roof for a Friday night SmackDown that's pre-taped from the Kingdom of Riyadh in Saudi Arabia. Let's hope everybody gets there safe and gets home safe. We'll talk about it later this week. I'll see you guys here back Friday for the Nightcap on Boom Broadcasting, and I'll see you guys here on Mouthing Off with Mike Wrestling Podcast for my predictions for the show. I might be able to get a little bit more in depth on kind of my thoughts on what they should have done on my own channel. If you haven't already, subscribe to Boom Broadcasting. If you haven't already, subscribe to Mouthing Off with Mike. I am only 50 subscribers away from my next milestone of 300 subscribers. Hey, maybe if 50 people want to subscribe to Mouthing Off with Mike, maybe I'll give you guys some shit away for free. I'm in the giving mood these days. Let's go. That's what I'll have to say. That's it. We're going. Bye, guys. I'll see you here this week on MOWM. I'll see you here Friday back on Boom for the Nightcap, and I'll see you back on Boom Saturday after Crown Jewel. Night of Champions is over. Once again, I told you, Crown Jewel, Night of Champions, same shit to me in my mind. Anyway, I'll see you guys back here later on. We're just going to wrap it up. Bye, guys. See ya. Bye.